Hi guys, I'm Tana, a StudyAdelaide 2024 student ambassador. I've been here for close to a year, so let's hear what Saif, who's here for close to a decade, has to say today.
Yep, thank you, Tana. Nice to meet you. So my name is Saif Ali Shaikh. I have been in Adelaide for 10 years almost now. I came here in 2015 to study accounting at the University of South Australia. And currently I work as a senior finance business partner at CELUSA here in Adelaide.
So Saif, I actually did read a bit about you, and as someone who had challenges in English, how do you end up as senior business partner at CELUSA?
It's a very good question. So when I came to Australia, my English wasn't this good. I obviously struggled a lot with reading, writing, and occasionally with speaking. So what every international student, when they come to study in Australia, we need to give a English proficiency test, as you would know. You would have given one, I'm assuming. So I didn't got my desired score. I missed it by like half a band.
Oh, that's one thing we have in common.
Yeah, too. That's good. Okay. No, that's good. That's great. Well, it's not great, but
we'll work with it.
We've got common ground there. So the university offered me a English course. It was called CELUSA. In that course, this course was 2 months before my uni started. I came here. I studied that course. They taught me basically English grammar mainly, and not just that, but also how to study at the university. That sort of gave me a really good foundation for me to go into the uni, because as an international student you don't know what to expect when you first come here, as you could
I could relate to that one.
You come here and it's a completely different education system compared to where you're from all the time, just meeting local people here, trying to make conversation with them, listening to what they say, trying to pick up their phrases and stuff, and that way slowly I think I got better, and still not there yet, but it's still okay.
So as an international student, you've obviously studied accounting. And how was that transition for you from being a student into the workplace?
So when I was at uni, probably in my last year, I did a couple of placements here with the local banks here. That was a bit of a challenge initially, because obviously I used to study full time, and then I had to, the next day I was like, I've got to wear a suit and I've got to go to a bank and
now you've got a tie all strapped up
and just I think it was a bit challenging, mainly because trying to get around the culture of the offices there, because at uni you're a lot more casual, but at work was going to be a bit more professional. I think it was just, again, same thing, asking questions, trying to constantly say, people, if I've done something wrong, just let me know so I can, be better the next time, understanding what people do there, learn from your peers or your mentors there, which is a big thing as well, which I think helped me a lot. And ask a lot of questions as you go, because that's the only way you're going to learn.
Taking you back a bit, the internship part of it all. How did you even get yourself into a space where you had to network and get yourself into these opportunities for you to be able to get an internship? What was the whole process like?
So a real funny story actually. If I go a step back in that, when I was at uni in my last year, I was just sitting at uni at the Jeffrey Smart building here, which is the central hub for UniSA Business School. I was sitting there, a friend of mine came up to me and she's like, there's a local bank here, Bank SA. They're doing an internship workshop, so do you want to go? I was like, nah, I've got some assignments to do, I won't come. And then she's like, come on, there's free pizza there.
So I say no to free pizza,
I was like, I'll just go for the free pizza. So I don't know if this was luckily or unluckily, we got late today because I was still deciding if I want to go or not. And the only seat left in the entire room was right next to the person who was presenting, or at the very front. And I ended up sitting there. Eventually, I sort of got interested in what he was saying, the presenter, about the placement, and I ended up applying for that internship, and luckily I got into it. And then I was like, that pizza party sort of got me an internship here. So I mean, going back to your question, I would say, because I'm sure as a new student you would be like, where do I network?
Where do I start? How do I even get myself there? And a quick note to you guys on that one. Saif has literally just given us the best advice, which turns out to be free pizza is always better than your assignments, right? I'm not sure, at times. I hope my lecturer is not going to watch this. Because as an international student myself, it's also one of the things that I think about a lot, because I'm studying a diploma at TAFE. It's a 2-year program. And I'm saying, okay, so how do I get myself into a position where I get internships, right? Or opportunities that come in terms of work placements. And so it can be really difficult to navigate, especially as an individual who's been here for about close to a year. So you don't know where to put yourself, you don't know where to start.
So I think the biggest thing that I observed or what I learned at my uni days were there's a lot of networking events happening around you. So if you look around, if you explore around at different universities, they've got like this different expos happening where a lot of employers actually come out and like, because everyone wants to get young talent in the business, right? So they go out there, they offer an internship, end up getting one. Internships are great opportunities. Networking, going to small events, or like, getting involved with a lot of what do you call that, a cultural group as well? Not cultural, more business groups. Because there are a lot of like great business leaders who sort of get together, and then if you meet them, like you try to make network as such, that's really a great way of doing it too. And then when I was at University of South Australia, we had a career workshop there, and that was like a workshop which is stationed there. And if you go and ask them what the events coming up, what internship opportunities are there, they've got a website, they can help you through navigate that as well. That was one of the key things I think I sort of got from there. And
So I think actually adding on to what Saif has said, it's StudyAdelaide has lots of events, that promote career opportunities. You do have employment workshops, employment seminars. So I think it's actually a good idea as an international student to get yourself out there, go for those events. Well, definitely there's free pizza, but networking opportunities, meeting new people. Like you said, you've got business leaders that come into these spaces looking to recruit new talent. So the best possible way is to get yourself out there.
Exactly. Based on that, I also got an internship with someone I met at an event at the university. When I finished my uni, they got me a placement, and I eventually ended up getting a job there. So that was all because of networking and just going out and meeting someone and just saying hello to someone. So it could be just that simple, saying hello and introducing yourself. If they remember you, or if you make an impression to them, they're going to help you to find kickstart your career like they did for me. So I'm hoping something that works out for you too.
I'm hoping so too myself. So Adelaide, South Australia, holiday destination. A typical day, a typical Saturday afternoon, where would you recommend an international student to go and spend Saturday afternoon with friends?
Absolutely. Depends what time of the year it is, if I'm being honest. Say spring, autumn, winter time around, probably if you've been to Handorf, around here, probably half an hour, 45 minutes drive from the city.
The little German town.
The German town. You walk through that streets around springtime. You see all those yellow, orangey flowers falling through the streets and stuff. That's perfect time of the year to go there. It's really good. You can explore around there. You can do some strawberry pickings if you like. That's a good spot good spot for that. And probably if you drive probably 20 minutes north, whichever way you go to the Mount Lofty. With the Mount Lofty. The Botanic Gardens. Perfect there.
Good site. Good site.
Probably in summer, I would say you could go to Glenelg. We've got a really cool setup there. They've got a Moseley Club there. It's like a really good sort of hotel sort of setup sitting in front of the beach. And if you like cricket or sports, Adelaide Oval is the perfect place to go there. It's the best spot for me in city.
So being a student ambassador myself and being involved in some of StudyAdelaide's activities, we've got like game nights, coffee meetups, speed friending. Were those same events similar in terms of your role at uni as an ambassador?
I worked as an international student ambassador, and my main role was mainly, socializing with a lot of new students, prospective students who came to Adelaide. So mainly, we just, we caught up with them, having coffees, or just going out with them and kicking a footy or just playing some sport as such. Or main other thing was a lot of multicultural events, because Australia is a multicultural country. We've got people from different countries, different religion, different beliefs. So we used to the university used to host a lot of these events. So we used to be always there, sort of help students, make them feel a bit more like home when you come here. Such. So I think that was a really great sort of experience.
International student, far away from home, foreign land. I think for me, being here for close to a year, the nostalgia has been kicking in a little bit, right? Because
I can relate. I can relate.
You start missing those meals from back home, because I'm from Zimbabwe, and there's a meal that we call sadza or pap. Right?
What is it?
So sadza is basically maize or corn.
Yeah.
It's ground up into like a powder, so you can like have like some boiling hot water and pour some maize meal in there, and it gets like a sort of into a thick paste that you can actually like pick up and have with like some stew or something like that. And for me, it's been something I've been really missing a lot, right?
You should go after this to eat that.
Might as well grab lunch, right? So, as an Indian individual, are there any places that you'd recommend for Indian students that might want to go and grab their groceries from somewhere? And on the religion side of things, do you have specific temples that you go to for your religion? Or
yeah, absolutely. So answer your first question, there are a lot of Indian grocery stores around here. Plenty of them around here. Great restaurants as well. Like we've got some really good food here. As you've seen a lot of your Indian friends, I'm assuming you've got here. We've got a big community here, so there's always a lot of temples, mosques around, like, you know, people, like, you know, so it's good stuff here, and you don't really miss a lot of the usual stuff that you find at home, like your usual groceries, your usual, like, you know, clothes and stuff. You can pretty much find anything and everything here nowadays. So
I'm taking you back to you as an individual. Saif, the international student who's got these aspirations in terms of career and going for, you did study accounting, right?
Correct,
Senior business partner today, your whole journey. Why Adelaide? Could have been Melbourne, could have been Sydney. Why Adelaide?
One of the main reasons for Adelaide was because everything was so easily accessible for an international student here. Like, you know, there's lots of opportunities here in Adelaide because it's very compact. A lot of people know a lot of people. I think that's the big thing about Adelaide.
Everyone knows everyone.
Everyone knows everyone sort of vibe. So it's really great for you to, like, you know, make friends, explore it. Very multicultural, as you mentioned earlier. A lot of churches, a lot of temples, a lot of mosques, everything around here. So it's very vast, and the majority of it's like and people are very friendly. If I'm being honest, like everyone's like, they walk the street and just nod at you. Hey mate,
just like, how you going?
So those were a few reasons or the few things I looked up on the web before I decided where I wanted to go.
So now you coming here as an international student, culture shock. How did you deal with that?
Oh God, that was a bit of a shock, if I'm being honest. I was like, where am I? What is this place?
Take me back.
Right? It was very, I was sort of very new. I wouldn't say I was surprised as such, but it was like, it was just trying to settling in was, I think, the hard bit, is because obviously where I come from, people are a bit different to people in Australia. Here people are a lot more friendlier, a lot more sort of like upfront and honest, like, you know, and they just tell you what's with you on your face, and like
they tell you how it is, right?
It is what it is. That's what they'll tell you. So I think that the hard bit was just to trying to take it in. Like it was like, oh, okay, I already knew that was the case. Like, you know, if someone said something to you, but then eventually you sort of get used to it. It's just like giving it some time and settling it in. Again, I think for me personally, what helped me was making a lot of local friends. Back in the day, when I was a student like you, I used to work at Subway, and I sort of made a lot of friends there. A lot of people used to come and, like, you know, come there, and I sort of tried to, like, you know, get some information from them or try to make small talks with them. And I think I learned a lot of things from them that way. Part of the reason my English is good is because of that as well, because I sort of had to, like, constantly speak.
Well, obviously Google did help a bit, right?
Google's life right now. So as an accountant, I still use it. So, you know. So it was just trying to, like, you know, make friends, local friends, like, you know,
Saif, you're a busy man. Thanks for your time today.
Oh, good.
A decade of experience and advice
is
priceless.
I appreciate
Thanks a lot.
Good
to see you today.